Hey, wrapping up the new stuff I got from DC. Remember last week I took my sons to tour a few colleges in DC, and I went to Sohm Records, which is, I think, underneath a barbershop in the basement, but you kind of have to slide by steps to get down to it. It's not easy, but I found this in the bins. Slayer, one of the heaviest and most highly respected metal bands of all time. How do I pronounce this? Diabolus in Musica, and it's their 8th studio album, and produced by Rick Rubin, and it was only 25 bucks. And usually it's my experience that when I see Slayer albums, like from years ago, up on the wall, they're like 125 bucks, 150. I snatched this up immediately. Very excited. Not that I listen to Slayer all the time, but you know, it's a credibility thing. I've got it there if I want it. Marcos Valle, one of my favorite Brazilian artists. I love this guy. He's not a household name like Caetano Veloso, Gilberto Gil, or Milton Nascimento, but very popular, important in the history of Brazilian music, and this is considered by most to be a masterpiece, and possibly one of the best Brazilian pop albums of all time. This came out in 1971, and I highly recommend it. Check it out. Next up, Mad Professor. I love this guy. He's from Guyana. He's from Britain. He's from London by way of Guyana. And a little more melodic than the dub guys. I would put him in the category of pure dub. You know, he's not like Bunny Wailer or Augustus Pablo, where they have records, reggae songs, dub versions, some dub in the reggae. This guy's like Scientist. His records are pure dub, but more melodic. There's more vocals and brass and woodwinds and synthesizer. And it's hyperactive and funky. There's a lot going on with Mad Professor Records, and this is from 1983. Well, this is something. I never thought I'd see this in the wild. Laika and the Cosmonauts, the Amazing Colossal Band. Well, first off, Laika was the name of a dog who went up in space with the Russian cosmonauts and died on Sputnik. I might be butchering that, but it is the name of a space dog from Russia. It is an instrumental surf band from Finland. Guitar, bass, drums, organ, but they're beyond just surf music. They play a type of music, a Finnish style called ratulanka, popular in the early 60s. It's sharp, clear melodies, fast tempo, tends to be in minor keys, and based on Finnish folk tunes. So this is Surf Music Plus. And a little side note, Al Jorgensen from Ministry sent an email to the band in 2008 calling them the best effing band in the world. And he probably wasn't high when he wrote that. Next up, one of my favorite new bands, the Heliocentrics. I picked up one of their albums with Mulatu last year, and I really like it a lot, it was my first Heliocentrics record, so I was happy to see this at Sohm in DC. Psych jazz, funk band, heavy, spacey grooves, dubby echo. This is fun, exploratory, avant jazz. Well worth checking out. Happy to see this on Ace Records, Young Jesse, Hit, Get It, and Split. You might know Hit, Get It, and Split if you're familiar with early 50s rock and roll. He was a veteran of the LA R&B vocal group scene in the 50s. He was in the Flares, the Hunters, and the Coasters. And he went to high school with Richard Berry. Richard Berry wrote Louie Louie. That in and of itself is worth mentioning. And poor Richard Berry, look up that story. I think he sold Louie Louie for like 500 bucks, and it's the most covered song in the history of pop music. Anyway, this is good. Primal 50s raw rock and roll. Excellent record, and you don't see this in the bins all the time, and on the fabulous British label Ace. Finally, funk and soul instrumentals. It's on a British label called History of Soul. I've got several other instrumental comps, and there's really no downside to this. Funk and soul instrumentals from 1968. Twist my arm. That's it. Thanks.